The pharaohs of ancient Egypt were the supreme rulers of the land, similar to today's kings and queens. They were both the religious and political leaders of the country and were often thought of as one of the gods. Because of this, their duties included making sure the people were safe, and the country made a profit. Lots of pharaohs did this by making war, and conquering nearby cultures to take their wealth and make sure they couldn't attack them. Other pharaohs took a more peaceful approach and established friendships as well as trade with other countries. The word pharaoh comes from a Greek word, meaning great home. It was originally used to describe the kingdom, but eventually became the name of ancient Egypt's rulers. As soon as a pharaoh came into power, it was expected they would begin building their burial tomb. Their tombs were magnificent buildings that took a very long time to construct. It was believed that anything within the tomb would help them live well in the afterlife, so they filled them with as much gold and treasures as they could. They were built in the shape of a pyramid, and the largest one ever built is still standing today. The very first pharaoh is believed to be Pharaoh Narmer. He united Upper and Lower Egypt as one country, and founded the first capital city, Memphis. He reigned for a massive 62 years, and is said to have been killed by a hippopotamus. Historians divide up the timeline of ancient Egypt history by the dynasties of the pharaohs. A dynasty is when one family remained in power, by passing it down through the generations. In the 3,000 years of ancient Egypt history, it is believed there were 31 dynasties. The crown of a pharaoh had the image of the cobra goddess, Wadjet. Only the pharaoh was allowed to wear anything with her image, as she was meant to protect them from their enemies, by spitting flames at them. Symbolism was very important to ancient Egyptians, and they carved well-wishes onto their pharaohs' tombs. These were called cartouche and were in the shape of an oval ring said to symbolize a rope around the universe. Inside the cartouche would be the name of their pharaoh and hieroglyphs, the form of writing created by ancient Egyptians that is still studied today. Tutankhamun is often called King Tut. He became pharaoh when he was only 9 years old. He is very well known today because most of his tomb stayed intact. In 1922, British archaeologists Howard Carter and Lord Carnarvon discovered fabulous treasures inside his tomb, including his golden death mask. This discovery renewed people's interest in ancient Egypt, and the treasures have traveled all over the world to places like France, Japan and Canada for people to see. Only men were supposed to have the title of pharaoh, but some women did take the position for themselves. This was sometimes to step in as regent to help a child ruler who needed guidance when making important decisions. The very first woman to give herself the title of the pharaoh was Hatshepsut. She even began wearing a fake beard to make people accept her as ruler. She was the longest reigning female pharaoh, and was loved for creating trade deals with other countries and making Egypt a richer nation. Interestingly, the person considered to be the last pharaoh of ancient Egypt was also a woman. Cleopatra VII had a tumultuous reign. She was 18 when her father died and handed the power of Egypt down to her, instead of her 10-year-old brother. As her brother got older, he decided he was a better fit for the role of a pharaoh, and so forced Cleopatra out. After this, she became friends with the Romans, Julius Caesar, and Mark Antony, who helped her fight her brother's army and win back her title.